Welcome to another episode of Let's Talk Tech. Over several episodes, I've been interviewing our own residents on their technology use. This month, we've discussed just one interview that has a few topics regarding the death of a spouse partner. It's a topic we don't like to talk about, but it's necessary, along with the need for wearables for senior emergencies. But first up, Cheryl's back here with the question of the month. Hi, Cheryl, we missed you.
Oh, hey, Debbie, I missed you too, but my trip to England was great. And to prepare for it, I watched BritBox by streaming.
Oh, how cool is that? How cool is that? Well, we're back to question of the month, so.
Okay, well, today's topic is really important because I think it's really relevant in our community. I mean, how do you prepare for your own death, tech-wise, without causing stress in what's a very difficult, stressful, and difficult situation for your loved ones?
Exactly. And in fact, one of the interviews that I did with a resident, we're going to air today so that we can hear about her story, which has a tie-in to both topics, both how do you prepare for what happens to your technology, your passwords, all those things as you pass away, but also wearables, because that played a part in the unfortunate incident. So we're going to talk about that first, and then I'm going to come back and explain how you can do it.
Great.
So I'm here with Debbie Byrne. She's a resident of Laguna Woods, and she also belongs to the Village String Band and the Feisty Women, a new group. So check them out. They play around the community, and that's wonderful. But the reason why I have Debbie here today is because about a year ago, she lost her spouse, Rita, and what I wanted to talk about was how important it is to have a plan of your technology and your passwords and your logins for your spouse, significant other, or partner, so that if you were to pass away suddenly, they would have access to your information. So thank you for joining me.
Yes.
So Rita had all of that written down somewhere, or you shared it?
Well, actually, her passwords were on 3 pages of handwritten, scratched out notes that were impossible to follow. So I did not know her passwords to most of her accounts. But fortunately, the one thing I did have was the code to get into her phone and her iPad, which then allowed me access to her email, and so I could reset passwords for all of her accounts and get passwords, because I didn't have them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's really important, because I think people are, you never know when something's going to happen, and you should always have a plan so that if that did happen, and you're right about the phone now too, having the passcode versus the Face ID too.
Right. Yeah, if I hadn't had that passcode, it would have been really difficult to deal with. And just all the little accounts. She had her own bank accounts, even though I was named on them to get into them, and shutting down things that she had subscribed to, and even all the utilities were in her name. And so trying to get into all those accounts to pay them even, because she had them set up automatically to come off her credit card, which when she passed away, the bank canceled.
Oh.
So, payments weren't going through.
Yeah, and that's kind of like, I don't think any of us really in our day-to-day world we're thinking like that.
Right.
We're not expecting things, and so you're like, oh, it'll be all right. Or even some of the things now, I've thought a lot about too. Just recently I was going on a plane and I thought, I got to make sure my husband knows where something is, because I didn't think he would, and I thought it's important to have this. So in your situation specifically, a recent thing that brought me to want you on was this situation with your cell phone,
right?
And how much drama that created. So can you share that with us?
Yes, the cell phone account had been set up in her name. I had always had a work phone. When I needed to get a phone, we just added a line to her account. I never thought about it, and been paying the bill. My phone started dying. I needed a new phone. I went into the store, the Verizon store, to get a new phone. And I took the death certificate And they said, well, we're sorry, you're not on the account. There's nothing you can do. And this is the phone I've had for 20 years, I forget how long, where all my accounts and things are tied to it. My phone was almost dead, and I had no way to get a phone with that phone number, which everything is tied to. And I had 2 phones on that line. We had 2 phones, 2 watches, and 2 iPads on that. And no matter who I talked to, they put me on the phone with a lot of people. I could not get the account put in my name since my name was not on the account. So I'd say the one thing is make sure for phones and utilities that you're both on the account.
Right, right.
Yeah.
And that's really important because you can actually go on, like for AT&T, you can go on and you can add another person who can access. You can,
Right.
yeah. But if you're not aware of that,
Right.
it was something you never considered.
I didn't know I could have added myself because I did have access to the account online. I didn't know that, so I went into the store, told them the truth, and if I would have known otherwise, I could have added myself before them, but I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah.
So what I ended up having to do to get a phone in the short term was I went back on another day when there was different people there. I took her ID, I put a mask and a hat on and told them I was her. And therefore I got a new phone.
Right.
And since then I've been able to resolve it. I added myself and then I had to still transfer it all into a new account. They wouldn't let me just take over the account.
Right.
But, yeah.
That was, I mean, obviously, it's one thing to have had the issue that, she passed away, and then for them to have to put you through all these things. So.
Right. The last thing you want to deal with is all these little aggravations.
Right.
But, and I was lucky I could pretend I was her because we have about the same height and we were both women,
Right.
Somebody else might have a hard time doing that.
Right. So yeah, that's exactly, and they didn't question you, and that was actually, nobody wants to do that, but it was a good way to get accomplished. I know, a lot of people were trying to help you with ideas and things like that,
Right.
a lot of to do it, but thankfully it was working out. And I just also want to mention, and I wasn't going to bring it up right now, but I decided I wanted to, was one of the things that happened when Rita passed was she was wearing her iWatch, and I've mentioned this in previous shows, but how important it is to have a device on your body, whether it be a Fitbit or an iWatch or something that can communicate with your emergency contacts.
Right.
Because when she fell, it alerted Debbie that she had a fall, and you were able to go where she was at the RV lot. And it's not hard to wear a watch with this on it. It's, if you can wear a pendant. There's even clothing now that you can actually have it sewn in clothing.
Oh, really?
Yes. But it's so important that we are aging, and to take the proper steps to make sure that our surviving people in our life can either know if we've had an emergency, or be able to go get their phones, or to be able to access bank accounts by knowing their passwords. So that was why I was wanting you to hear today, and I so appreciate you coming and sharing with us. And I'm sorry you had to go through all of that, but
it's important stuff for everybody to think about. You don't want to think about all those little things, but
right.
It'll make things much easier if you've thought about it beforehand.
Right, and nobody wants to face this, but a week before she passed away, you were traveling and having cocktails.
Right.
And nobody expects, this is why, nobody expects the accident. So be prepared, always be prepared ahead of time. And you don't want it to happen, but you're not there. That's one less thing. It's enough to be grieving, but to also have to deal with all of the drama of other things. So again, thank you, and I'm looking forward to hearing your new band.
Yes, well, hopefully we'll be playing in the village here soon.
Awesome, that's great. Well, thank you, Debbie, for joining me.
Okay.
All righty.
All right.
You just watched an interview about accessing technology and things like passwords after someone passes away. This is something known as digital assets, which refers to any form of valuable information or property that exists in digital or electronic format. In the context of estate planning and post-death accessibility, digital assets can include a wide range of items, such as online accounts. This includes email accounts like Gmail, Yahoo, social media profiles such as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, online banking and financial accounts, e-commerce accounts such as your Amazon or your eBay, and subscription services like Netflix or Spotify. This could also include online billing accounts such as cell phone subscriptions and automatic bill pay. So for digital media, that would include photos, video, and music files stored on your computer, external hard drives, or cloud storage services like Google Drive or Dropbox. It could include intellectual property, such as digital things related to creative works you own, such as copyrighted materials, patents, trademarks, or digital portfolios. Another digital asset could be websites and blogs. If you own a website, blog, or online business, the domain names, hosting accounts, and content associated with them can be considered a digital asset. Cryptocurrencies. Digital currencies like Bitcoin are stored in digital wallets and can be considered digital assets. Of course, digital documents. Any important documents saved in digital formats, such as contracts, legal agreements, financial statements, or tax records. Loyalty or reward programs, points for airlines or what have you, rewards, loyalty accounts associated with various online platforms. Again, airlines, hotels, or retail stores. It's important to note that not all digital assets have monetary value, but may hold sentimental or personal significance. Managing and ensuring access to these assets after your passing is crucial for estate planning and for preserving your digital legacy. Just like you should have a will and trust for material property and hopefully an advance directive for your health care, here are some of the steps that you can take today to make sure your technology is accessible in the event you are totally incapacitated or have passed away. First, document your digital assets. Create a comprehensive list of all your digital assets, which it creates your digital inventory. Record important information for each account, such as your username, passwords, and the recovery options. You can use a password manager or an offline document stored securely to maintain this information. As much as this troubles me, you can use an Excel spreadsheet, but be sure to keep it in a secure location or in a safe deposit box if you don't want to use an online tool. And appoint a digital executor. Designate a trusted person as your digital executor in your will or estate plan. This person will have the authority to access and manage your digital assets according to your wishes. Make sure to inform them about their role, though, and provide them with the necessary instructions to access that document. Consult your legal professionals. Make sure to seek legal advice to ensure that your digital assets are addressed in your estate planning. Laws regarding digital assets can vary, so it's important to understand the specific regulations. Provide clear instructions. Along with your will or estate plan, include explicit instructions about your digital assets. Specify what should happen to each account and how you want your online presence to be managed. This can include options such as deleting accounts, transferring ownership, or memorializing social media profiles like Facebook. Use online services features. Some online platforms provide options for managing accounts after death. For example, Facebook. It allows users to designate a legacy contact who can manage your profile in the event of your passing. Familiarize yourself with these features and make sure that you use them well where applicable. Store your account information securely, like everything. Keep your digital inventory and relevant documents in a secure location, such as a safe deposit box or encrypted digital storage. Ensure that your designated digital executor knows how to access this information. Of course, remember, communicate your intentions. Inform your loved ones about your digital assets and your plans for them after your death. Discussing your wishes with family members or trusted individuals can help avoid confusion or disputes later on. Regularly update that plan. As you acquire new digital assets or change passwords, make sure you update your digital inventory and inform your digital executor accordingly. Regularly review and revise your plan as needed. Remember that privacy and security are crucial when handling sensitive digital information. Consider working with professionals such as estate planning attorneys or digital asset specialists to ensure that you navigate this process effectively and safely.
Debbie is as fortunate as the situation was for Debbie. It actually worked out pretty well tech-wise, except for that silly Verizon story. But even that worked out okay. You know, I put a lot of these ideas into, I put it together. But I'm going to go home and check and make sure I really have.
You know, it actually made me think about it too, about where I had all of my stuff and did I have myself covered. So it was a learning experience for me too, because I did go back and fix some things that I hadn't thought about.
Anyway, thanks so much, because I think this was really important information for everybody in this community.
Yeah, I agree. Well, we will see you soon, and Thank you again always for coming.
Thank you.
All righty. And up next, we'll continue this discussion and then also talk about wearables for seniors.
Do you want the government to take control of your assets and your legacy, or do you want to take control? L.S. Carlson Law is well positioned because we have a team of estate planning attorneys. You call us, we sit down with you, and we will define what is the customized estate plan that properly protects your legacy.
I'd like to personally thank L.S. Carlson Law for all my family's estate planning needs. I highly recommend them to everyone.
Hi, I'm Linda Honey. I'd be happy to help you and your family. Please call us today.
Another thing that I want to add today is the need for seniors to have wearables. Wearables are discrete medical alert devices made for seniors. Debbie Byrne was available to reach her wife because she was wearing an iWatch when she collapsed, and it sent her a message of that emergency, and she immediately went to her location. Wearables designed for seniors to address emergency response and falls have become increasingly popular in recent years and have moved beyond just that life alert. These devices aim to provide enhanced safety and peace of mind for both older adults and their caregivers. Here we'll discuss some of the common features and types of wearables for seniors in relationship to emergency response and fall detection. So, emergency response devices in general. These wearables are typically in the form of smartwatches or pendants and offer quick and convenient way for seniors to call for help in case of an emergency. They often come with a dedicated button that, when pressed, triggers an alert to a predefined list of emergency contacts or directly to emergency response services. Some devices also have built-in GPS capabilities, though that allows for location tracking and precise identification of the individual in need. So there's also fall detection technology. Falls are a major concern for seniors as they can lead to serious injuries and health complications. Wearables equipped with fall detection technology use various sensors, such as accelerometers and gyroscopes, to detect sudden movements or impacts associated with a fall. If a fall is detected, the device automatically sends an alert to a designated contact or 911 and provides critical assistance even if the senior is unable to call for help. iWatches are definitely one of the best options in my personal opinion. Interestingly enough, if you accidentally hit your watch or there's something that jars you, it will ask you if you have an emergency. You can respond to the watch and stop it so that in case it was a false alarm, or if you actually had an emergency, it waits 90 seconds before it calls 911 and your emergency contacts. So let's talk also about health monitoring features. Many wearables for seniors go beyond emergency response and fall detection by offering additional health monitoring features. These can include heart rate monitoring, blood pressure tracking, sleep analysis, medication reminders, inactivity monitoring, and now there's even some for diabetes control. And this can help you and your caregivers keep a close eye on your overall well-being and detect any abnormalities or changes that may require medical attention. Most of these also integrate with smart home systems. So wearables are designed to integrate with them, creating a more comprehensive and automated emergency response. For example, if a fall is detected, a wearable device can trigger a series of actions such as sending an alert to a caregiver, contacting emergency services, and automatically unlocking your doors to facilitate access for first responders. So that could be like, a home monitor like Alexa or Echo. There's user-friendly interfaces. Wearables for seniors often prioritize user-friendly interfaces with large, easy-to-read displays and simplified controls. This ensures that you can easily interact with your device and understand the information presented to you, and it can initiate emergency calls or responses without complications. So you have to also consider connectivity and compatibility. Most wearables for seniors rely on wireless connectivity, such as Bluetooth or cellular networks, to transmit data and alerts. They're typically designed to work seamlessly with your smartphone or another dedicated application in your home, allowing a caregiver to receive notification or track the wearer's location and monitor vital signs even remotely. While wearables for seniors provide valuable benefits, it's essential to understand that they do have limitations. False positives and false negatives can occur in fall detection, and these devices may not always accurately capture all falls, non-related fall events, or location. Additionally, wearables should not replace regular medical care or supervision and should serve as a complementary tool for enhanced safety and your peace of mind. As technology continues to advance, wearables for seniors are likely to become even more sophisticated with improved accuracy, additional health monitoring capabilities, and increased integration with your smart home systems and even your healthcare network. So here are just a few options for these devices for your consideration. The Apple Watch series with fall detection and emergency SOS features, my favorite. Samsung Galaxy Watch Active 2 with fall detection and emergency call capabilities. Fitbit Sense, a smartwatch with advanced health tracking features that include heart rate monitoring, stress management, which can be useful for seniors. Great Call Lively Mobile Plus, a pendant-style emergency response device with fall detection. Medical Guardian Freedom, which is a smartwatch-style device with emergency response and fall detection. Philips Lifeline with Auto Alert, a pendant-style device with automatic fall detection. Mobile Help Smart, another smartwatch-style device with fall detection, GPS tracking, and emergency call features. And Care Predict Tempo, a wearable wristband that uses artificial intelligence to detect falls and monitor your daily activities. But please note, these are just a few examples, and there are many other wearable devices available on the market with varying features and functionalities. So it's important for you to research and choose a device that best suits your specific needs. I even saw one recently that looked like a beautiful necklace, and no hint that it was a wearable. So that's all I have to say about devices, but please, if you do not already have one, please get one.
Hi there, we're Orange County Labs. Please call us today for your VIP concierge phlebotomist in-home lab collection appointment. We simply come to you in the safety and convenience of your very own home for any lab test. As a covered benefit at no cost to you, we will draw your blood for your physician with results the very next day. One call to Orange County Labs does it all. We look forward to seeing you all soon.
So we've come to the close of another great episode. We have been here trying to help our community learn about technology for nearly 2 years. Over the next few months, we'll have more interviews with residents, and in September, we will feature the anniversary episode, which will be composed of segments on all things streaming. We will continue to offer more information on that in the future because that is an ever-changing environment. But that episode will give you a good overview idea of what it is, what's needed to use it, and some free TV. I also want to mention that the PC Club has new computers in the Education Center, and they have ramped up their classes. Currently, they offer a variety of courses delivered in Korean as well. Visit their website to see the latest options or pick up a flyer outside the classroom in the community center. Of course, other technology classes are offered here by the Mac Club, the Video Club, the Camera Club, as well as the Saddleback Emeritus program. If you are interested in learning about technology, there are no shortage of options. Another thing I wanted to mention was that if you belong to one of the many great clubs here in the village and are interested, I'm available to come and speak at one of your meetings. Just remember to think before you click and be kind when posting online. Thank you for joining me.